expected me to go to live at 2 in the morning, but fuck off. I did it anyway because no one watches this show. Excuse me. I wonder if I should even bother to make a post about it. Oh, okay. Everyone. I'm not going to add everyone because I don't want to ping anyone. We're doing the anime thing. These has 3 dots, and then boom. All right. Okay, and then let's kick us over to here. Now, I do not know. Ever since we got rid of the overlay, I'm not sure where chat will fall on this. I might have to move chat around. Pulling my ass away from listening to some people. Hello, maid. Welcome to the super late night stream. To be fair, I would have started like 3 hours ago, but we ended up in a conversation. So... welcome again to the second worst show I make. Whatever. Y'all know what it is. Who cares? We're gonna fucking start with this bullshit already. Listening to the good old 2013 80s synth. 80s synth? Pretty good synth. Do I have my mouse available on screen? I do not. Okay. So, first thing we're gonna fix is we're gonna put my mouse on the screen. I usually turn that shit off. Oh, no, it is on the screen. Oh, am I just blind? I am blind. Okay. That's great. That's great news. All right. So, how fucking big is this, by the way? I guess we'll find out. All right. I have not done this in so long that I have forgotten how to do it, basically. All right. Makes me scared for Rido. What? Chainsaw Man. Everyone's all about Chainsaw Man. I hear the manga's really good. I know a little bit about it. I won't say any of the spoilers. All right. Oh, okay, perfect. Okay, see, that's what I was worried about. I was worried that the chat would like cover up the information, but it doesn't. So that's perfect. All right. I'm late on this. I think we're like 6 or 7 episodes into the season already. Let's see. Chainsaw Man. Denji is robbed of a normal teenage life, left with nothing but his deadbeat father's overwhelming debt. His only companion is his pet, the chainsaw devil Puchita, with whom he slays devils for money that inevitably end up in the Yakuza's pockets. All Denji can do is dream of good, simple life, one with delicious food and beautiful girlfriend by his side, but an act of greedy betrayal by the Yakuza leads Denji's brutal, untimely death, crushing all hope of him ever achieving happiness. Remarkably, an old contract allows Puchita to merge with the deceased Denji and bestow devil powers on him, changing him into a hybrid, able to transform his body parts into chainsaws. Because Denji's new abilities pose significant risk to society, the Public Safety Bureau's elite devil hunter, Makima, takes him in, letting him live as long as he obeys her commands. Guided by the promise of a content life alongside an attractive woman, Denji devotes everything and fights with all of his might to make his naive dreams a reality. And then it all goes horribly wrong. I want you to play 4, but you seem to have a track record of not liking the same Megaten games as me. Fuck you, Twitch. 2 ads less than a minute. I can't even control it anymore. They have taken the baton out of my hands. Alright, throw that on. Obviously, I'm going to watch Chainsaw Man. Everyone's talking about Chainsaw Man. Spy Family Part 2. I'll read the plot, but chances are I'm going to watch it. But chances are I'm also going to watch it after I watch Spy Family Part 1. So, I'll add it later. Because at this point, I don't add Part 2s. It just clogs up my list. With Anya Forger... And my list is at like 750. With Anya Forger successfully enrolled in the renowned Eden Academy, Operation Strix advances to the second phase. To investigate Ostian politician Donovan Desmond, Anya must either befriend his son Damien or collect 8 Stella stars to become an Imperial Scholar. Fortunately, Anya has already acquired her first star. In celebration, her adoptive father, Lloyd, decides to fulfill her wish to adopt the dog. During their canine search, Lloyd receives new orders from his superiors who have found a band of Berlin University students. It's not very subtle. Plotting to assassinate Westalis minister Bronze using bombs worn by trained dogs. While Lloyd tries to stop their plans, Anya stumbles upon the terrorist base of operations. There she befriends a kind-hearted, clairvoyant dog who the family later names Bond. This is just the first episode or two, isn't it? Although the Forgers continue to lead their individual lives in secrecy, the family, with a fluffy new addition, remains united through all the usual obstacles thrown their way. Cool, now I don't need to watch the first episode or two. My friend likes this show and keeps telling me to watch it, but just doesn't sound appealing to me. Oh, no, this is absolutely a show I would watch. I've definitely seen clips of it. I'll probably love it. Okay, I'll probably like it. I see it probably landing somewhere in the 7-8 category. But the thing is, at this point, I already have part 1 on my list, and I don't put part 2s on my list anymore, because we're at like 730 on my plan to watch list, and if I put the sequel to everything I've ever wanted to watch, we would be here literally forever. Mob Psycho 3. I didn't like Mob Psycho 1. I know everyone goes fucking gaga for it, but it's not just like I didn't like Mob Psycho 1, this wasn't for me. It's like, I actively disliked Mob Psycho. Like, I genuinely do not enjoy it. Does it seem like something I'd like? I haven't seen the show. I've only seen clips from it. It's a sort of, like, family comedy, I think, with, like, light action elements to it. I mean, I guess if you want to see a sort of like family comedy with light action elements to it, it might be for you. After foiling in, from what I've seen from the clips and from what I know about it. After foiling a world-threatening plot, Shigo Mob Kageyama returns to tackle the more exhausting aspects of his mundane life, starting with filling out a school, its nerve-wracking career form. Meanwhile, he continues to assist his mentor, Arataka Reagan, who is like the only character I liked in the entire show, and the office's new recruit, Katsuya Shirazawa, in solving paranormal cases of their clients. While continuing his duties, Mob also works on gaining more independence in his Esper and human lives, as well as trying to integrate better with people around him. However, new supernatural and ordinary challenges test Mob's emotional stability and force him to confront the realities around him. Excuse me. As he strives to continue forward on the path to maturity, Mob must resolve his emotional crisis and reassess the naivete he has held on to for so long. I don't like Mob Psycho. And for the record, it is gorgeous. I do not like Mob Psycho. Hiroaka Season 6. Most important thing is, have I seen Season 5? I have seen Season 5. Okay. Yeah, you saw 4. It wasn't very good. Okay. Boku no Hero Academia, 6th season. With Tomura Shigaraki at its helm. Supposedly, this is supposed to be the best. Is this supposed to adapt the best part of the manga? With Tomura Shigaraki at its helm, the former Liberation Army is now known as the Paranormal Liberation Front. That's right, they pulled an army out of their asshole. This organized criminal group poses an immense threat to the Hero Association, not only because of its sheer size and strength, but also its overwhelming quirks of Jin twice, Bubigawara, and Gigantomachia. From what I understand, this is the war arc. As the new intel from the covert hero Heigo Hawk Takemi confirms that Shigaraki is nowhere to be seen. The Hero Association decides to strike the enemy headquarters with a surprise attack, using the entirety of its assets, and the UA students find themselves in the battlefield once again. As the fight rages on, the unsuspecting villains must regroup and push back, but the brave heroes are determined to eradicate every last one of them. I'm hard because I watch an anime about a robot man who blows aliens apart with blood everywhere and unnecessary nudity with dub like fucking shit. Where is that cocksucking motherfucker? But I also like an anime with a bunch of girls camping. So what I will say about Hiroaka is, yeah, I'll watch the season. We all know I will. But what I will say about Hiroaka is the creator of the manga has come out and said that he did rush the manga because the Japanese reaction to whenever he tried to put like a spotlight on the villains was so immediately poor that like apparently the Japanese audience just wanted them to get on and stop developing the villains. So he ended up rushing past through a lot of plot points, and where Hiroaka left off at season 2 with what it seemed like it was doing with Shigaraki, I think that there is a potential that Hiroaka could have lived up to the high expectations I had at the end of season 2. I do not think it will, and I think Hiroaka will forever go down as a series that had potential but didn't live up to it because its author didn't have a backbone. And I get that, like, with all those expectations, especially Hiroaka fans who go fucking crazy and constantly throw out death threats and shit, I understand the idea of like being afraid and wanting to keep your series running, especially now with Shonen Jump just axing everything that comes out. And so I can understand the concerns about the mangaka, but I think in the long run, he really fucked his series over. Like, so many people, even like diehard Hiroaka fans, talk about how Hiroaka fell off because, I mean, it did, and I think the creator knows that. I think the mangaka knows it fell off, and it's just because he didn't take the time to actually develop what he was setting up properly. And I know he just wanted to get back to the heroes because that's what the audience wanted, but the audience doesn't know what the fuck they want. That's why they're not writing the manga. That's why the villains suck outside their designs. Yeah, because the mangaka has said that the villains are his favorite characters, but like whenever he does anything with the villains, it gets terrible reception, like in his country. So he's like, fuck it, I can't do anything. And yeah, that's why it always ends up falling flat. Because he sets up some really great arcs for the villains, but it just they never go anywhere. Yeah. And now he's trying to rush through the ending, and yeah. So yeah, I'll see it, but alright, here's gonna be a controversial opinion. Bleach Sennin Kessenhen, Bleach 1000-Year Blood War. Was it all just a coincidence, or was it inevitable? Ichigo Kurosaki gained the powers of a Soul Reaper through a chance encounter. As a substitute Soul Reaper, Ichigo became caught in the turmoil of the Soul Society, a place where deceased souls gather, but with help from his friends, Ichigo overcame every challenge to become even stronger. With the new Soul Reapers, a new enemy appears in his hometown of Karakura. Ichigo jumps into the battlefield with his Zanpakuto to help those in need. Meanwhile, the Soul Society is observing a sudden surge in the number of hollows destroyed in the world of the living. They also receive separate reports of residents in the Rokon district have gone missing. Finally, the Serite, home of the Soul Reapers, comes under attack by a group calling themselves Wonder Reich, led by Yawak. I don't know if you're supposed to say Yahweh. I'm gonna go Yawak. I never figured out how to say this dude's name. The father of all Quincy's, the Wonder Reich, declare war against Soul Reapers with the following message: 5 days from now, the Soul Society will be annihilated by the Wonder Reich. The history and truth kept hidden by the Soul Reapers for 1,000 years is finally brought to light. All things must come to an end as Ichigo Kurosaki's final battle begins. So, I like Bleach. Here's what I'm going to say. I like Bleach. I've always liked Bleach. Bleach was an anime that I got really into when I started getting really heavy into anime, when I was, like, entering my, like, otaku days, right? I've seen every episode of Bleach. Here is the thing, and I've read Bleach, is the thing. I read Bleach weekly, on release, as it was coming out. I read Bleach through the beginnings, through like through Soul Society, Hueco Mundo, read all that shit. Read the Fullbringer arc. Fullbringer arc was better in the anime, by the way, as weird as that fucking sounds. I read Bleach into the 1000-Year Blood War arc. like hundreds of chapters of Bleach. How fucking long is Bleach? You know what? It doesn't matter. Hundreds of chapters of Bleach. Here's the deal. Thousand Year Blood War was so fucking stupid that after reading like 300 plus chapters of Bleach, I dropped the manga because I couldn't take how fucking dumb it was anymore. I will not be watching this, is what I am getting at. I gotta move my camera. What is happening? So fun fact though, it actually briefly went over Full Metal Alchemist because everything goes over Full Metal Alchemist because the fucking FMA fans keep fucking downvoting everything. It's no here. I bet if we pop this bitch, which by the way, here's the thing: Kaguya-sama Love is War season 3. Was it better than Full Metal Alchemist? I don't know. I haven't seen it. Probably. I would. It's possible. It's possible. Maybe not. Maybe. It's like one of the best arcs of the manga. Sure. But like, Thousand Year Blood War, is it better than Full Metal Alchemist? Fuck no, it is not. Fuck no, it is not. Get the shit out of here. Get the shit out of here. Attack on Titan Season 3 Part 2, I think, also went over it. Not in your life. Not in your life, was it? But, like, here's the thing. Full Metal Alchemist isn't even that good. This is the thing. So, like, I hope something honestly surpasses it. But, like, look at this. Like, Full Metal Alchemist does not deserve to be there. Genuinely does not. I stopped liking that series halfway through season 2. I know Kaguya has the movie coming out. They announced the movie, which is gonna do the winter arc. So, which I wasn't as big into the winter arc. I really liked going into the school festival. I think that was satisfying. It almost would have been a natural conclusion to the show. Yeah, I know you meant Kaguya. Anyway, yeah, Thousand Year Blood War is fucking terrible, and I refuse to watch it. I'm sorry. I've watched every episode of Bleach. I will not be continuing because fun fact, they're adapting the part where I stopped liking Bleach. Okay, Blue Lock. Yuichi Isagi was mere moments away from scoring a goal that would have sent... I've already tuned out of this one. High school soccer team to the Nationals, but a split-second decision to pass the ball to his teammate cost him that reality. Bitter, confused, and disappointed, Isagi wonders if the outcome would have been different had he not made the pass. When the young striker returns home, an invitation from the Japan Football League awaits him. Through an arbitrary and biased decision-making process, Isagi is one of the 300 U-18 strikers selected for the controversial project named Blue Lock. The project's ultimate goal is to turn one of the selected players into the star striker of the Japanese national team. To find the best participant, each diamond in the rough must compete against others in a series of solo and team competitions to rise to the top. Putting aside his ethical objection to the project, Isagi feels compelled to fight his way to the top, even if it means ruthlessly crushing the dreams of 299 aspiring young strikers. I am going to be honest. I am not a big sports anime fan. If I did like sports anime, this still sounds fucking unwatchable. Because if I wanted an anime about soccer, I don't want a fucking guy trying to make a soccer team. I want an anime about goddamn soccer. Okay, what do we got here? This is a fucking long name. Kage no Jitsu Ryokusha ni Naritakute. Sure. The Eminence in Snow. For as long as he can remember, Minori Kageno has been fixated on becoming as strong as possible, which led him to undertake all kinds of rigorous training. The wish, however, does not stem from a desire to be recognized by others. Rather, Minoru does everything he can to blend in with the crowd. Okay, alright. It took me a second to realize because he's like, I'm trying to get as strong as possible so I can blend in. So while pretending to be a completely average student during the day, he arms himself with a crowbar and ruthlessly what? Ruthlessly thrashes local biker gangs at night. This is why we do the show. Yet, while Minoru finds himself in a truck accident... No! Please tell me this is a fucking isekai. Please make it an isekai. When Minoru finds himself in a truck accident, his ambitions seemingly come to a sudden end. In his final moments, he laments his powerlessness. No matter how much he trained, there was nothing he could do to overcome human limitations. But instead of dying, Minoru reawakens as Sid, the... Holy fucking shit, dude! Oh my fucking god! This is why we do it! This is why we do this show! Holy fucking shit! The second child of the noble Kakanoa family in another world, one where magic is commonplace, with the power he so desired finally within his grasp, he dons the moniker Shadow and establishes Shadow Garden, a group whose sole purpose is to combat the enigmatic cult of Diablos. Organization born from Sid's imagination. However, as Shadow Garden grows in both membership and influence, it becomes increasingly apparent that the cult of Diablos is not as fictional as Sid has intended. Holy fucking shit, dude! Are you kidding me? That sounds so fucking stupid. Oh my fucking god. What is this? Oh. What's Kagejitsu? Okay, it's just a chibi. Oh, you bet your ass I'm gonna watch that. Fuck, that sounds dumb. Oh my god. That might be the stupidest isekai plot I've ever read. That it isn't. It isn't. That might be the stupidest isekai plot I've ever read that was trying. Maybe when you're done watching every weird anime you come across, you could put aside 2.5 hours to watch Scarface. I've actually thought about watching Scarface recently. If it helps. Let's see. Fumetsu no Anata A. No, E? I. E. I. A. It's A. Fumetsu no Anata A second season. Took me a second to remember what that fucking says. To Your Eternity. I apparently thought this wasn't worth watching. So it's probably still not worth watching. Okay, moving on. Uzaki-chan Asubitai Double. Uzaki-chan wants to hang out season 2. If I like season 1 when I get to it, I will watch this. During the summer holidays, energetic Hanuka Uzaki spends most of her time accompanying her lonesome upperclassman, Shinichi Sakurai. Now that school has resumed, Uzaki's teasing continues to ramp up, much to Sakurai's constant annoyance. Nevertheless, no amount of ridicule can damage the pair's relationship, which only seems to be getting better as the college days fly by. Moving on. What is this? The Tensai Shitara Ken Deshita. Okay. Fuck off. Now, see, this is what I'm talking about, where, like, the isekai concept is so fucking stupid that it becomes, like, it's not even trying. A nameless, reincarnated as a sword. A nameless sword wakes up to discover he's been reincarnated from his former life as a human. With his power of telekinesis, he moves around this world, acquiring several skills and abilities. When the sword comes upon a forest with monsters, he meets a young girl fleeing from a beast. Grabbing the sword, the girl easily defeats the monster. After introducing herself as Fran, she names the sword Shisho, and officially becomes his wielder. The two set out to become adventurers, but unfortunately for Fran, she's a member of the Black Cat tribe, a beastkin group with a bad reputation. No matter if this tribe ever evolved into a mightier beast, but Fran plans to be the first to achieve her parents' dream, as Shisho promises to remain her sword until she attains her dream. They form an unstoppable partnership of impressive strength. Look, I have some standards. Wasn't there a talking sword in Tales of Destiny? There's a talking sword in a lot of shit. Look, I have some fucking standards, alright? You have to at least be trying. Okay. Fu Ajo Koibito Mimon. Mimon. Yeah, Mimon. Yeah, okay. Fufu, Ijo, Koibito, Mimon. More than a married couple, but not lovers. This is the same plot as Over the Moon. Motherfuckers just need to make normal-ass fantasy anime. Third year. Well, it would be a normal-ass fantasy anime about a guy who's a sword is the problem. Like, it doesn't work on paper is the like, I'm okay with isekai. I think there's a lot of like clever things you can do, like Mushoku Taisai, for example, is fucking amazing, right? And for a completely different reason, like, so is In Another World with My Smartphone. Like, there's a lot of good isekai anime. There really are. There's a lot of garbage, but there's also a lot of good isekai anime. And there are things you can do with an isekai series that you could not do were they not an isekai series. Those two things that I just named, for example. There are a lot of fantasy series that have no business being isekais. Ascendance of Bookworm is another great one. A lot of the best isekai series require it to be an isekai, but sometimes you can just use it as a gimmick and get in and just make a decent fantasy story, right? But, like, the problem is, if you are using the fact that you are making an isekai and you're just trying to get yourself in a door by using this marketing gimmick and you just want to make a fantasy series, that's okay with me. But, like, on paper, your story has to be a solid idea. And the idea of, like, so if we remove the isekai element and it's just guy who's a sword teams up with cat girl, what? You know what I'm saying? Cut the guy who's a sword out just to make a normal fantasy anime. They have no problem with that in the 80s and 90s. Honestly, cut guy who sword out entirely. I might watch Cat Girl, Fantasy Girl. Honestly, make the adventurer the Cat Girl, and I might be more interested. Like, straight up. Like, that's kind of where I'm at. Like, it's like, the guy gets like, when it turns into, like, reincarnated as a hot spring, reincarnated as a vending machine, reincarnated as a girl's panties, I'm like, fuck you. Just fucking try. Third year high school student Jiro Yakuin is in love with his childhood friend and classmate Shiori Sakurazaka. Thus, he hopes to be paired with her for the marriage practice. Their schools practice randomly selecting boy-girl pairs to live as pretend married couples while monitoring and rating how close they've gotten. This would never fly in reality. In, like, any country in the world. Meanwhile, the lively Kari Watanabe wants to be assigned to her crush, the popular and good-looking Minami Tenjin. Much to their dismay, Jiro and Akari find out they've not only been paired together, but so have Shiori and Minami. Determined to be with their crushes, Jiro and Akari strive to earn as many points as possible as the top 10 pairs earn the right to switch their partners so long as both couples agree. That plot is fucking stupid. First off, this sounds a lot like Toradora. Second off, that plot is fucking stupid. Third off, I'll watch it. But it's not going to be that good. I think students would want that. Yeah, basically no part of that would ever fly. Studio Mother. That's a new one. They made Aro Fuerte. And they made a Battleship Yamato something? They made a Battleship Yamato compilation. So they've made RF. Wow, that's a fucking bad pedigree. Oh, excuse me. Urusei with Tsura 2022. Fucking classic. New adaptation of Urusei Yatsura, done by David Production. Ooh. Not much is notable about the letter. Do I have to read that? Fuck it, I'll do it. I was going to say, do I have to read the plot of Urusei Yatsura? About the lecherous Ataru Moroboshi, but his extraordinarily bad luck sticks out like the horns in an alien's head. When Earth is threatened by a fleet of alien invaders known as Oni, Ataru is selected to represent humanity in a duel against one of them. It is a stroke of rare luck for Ataru that the duel is in fact a game of tag and that his opponent is Lum, the daughter of the Oni's leader, who places her personal dignity above victory, as Ataru finds out by seizing Lum's bikini top, and with it, victory. This is also a plot that would later be ripped off by To Love Ru. However, misfortune kicks in again when Lum mistakes Ataru's promise to marry his girlfriend Shinobu Miyaki and desire to wed Lum herself, and decides she rather likes the idea. Wielding her influence as an alien princess, she moves in with him. Forced to deal with the consequences of his womanizing, Ataru must balance his crumbling relationship with Shinobu while keeping Lum happy, all while flirting with every woman he meets. First off, if you've seen like the clips from this anime is fucking gorgeous. Yeah, I'll watch it. Yeah, why? Of course. The only one here is me, and I've seen Urusei Yatsura and all 6 of the movies. I also added this to the plan to watch, and it was fucking announced, but I've not gotten around to seeing it. Zach is rubbing off on me. There's a lot to watch, all right? There's a lot. I use my watch list as more of a suggestion. Fuck yes, I am on board. I've already reviewed this. Seasons 1 and 2 on my anime channel, they got dislikes on them. But fuck off with that. I'm gonna review Season 3, and you can come back for a third helping of fucking off. Alright. Mairi Mashita, Iruma-kun, 3rd season. Welcome to Demon School. Iruma-kun, Season 3. Following their heroic efforts at Walter Park, the students of the Misfit class returned to Babel's Demon School after their summer vacation. What awaits them is not only adoration and admiration, but also shocking revelation that in order to stay in the luxurious Royal 1 classroom, the entire class must be promoted to Dalit rank before entering the 2nd year. They really just want to kick them the fuck out of that room, is what I'm hearing. They're like, get the fuck out of that room. Let's see. As the Harvest and Music Festivals are right around the corner, there seems to be ample opportunities to rank up. Doing so will not be simple, however, as no class thus far has managed to accomplish such a feat. Hoping to give the Misfit class a chance to achieve the improbable, the school appoints special tutors to aid in confronting the challenges that lie ahead. With his sights set beyond Dalit, Iruma Suzuki decides to take strides towards the goal of ranking up, starting with gaining acknowledgement from his special tutor, the short-tempered, selfish Bachiko Barbados. If I am correct, I believe Bachiko Barbados was shown as, like, the councils underneath the 3 elders. So I think she's one of the leaders of the demon world, I think. Yeah, so basically the idea of Iruma-kun is a young, precious little bean boy he has shitty parents and gets adopted by the headmaster of a demon academy, and he has to go to demon academy and he has to do his best in there, and if anyone finds out that he's a demon, they'll fucking eat him. So he has to try and, like, keep his head down while going to demon academy. And then he accidentally becomes one of the most popular kids in school. It's like a hybrid between Rosario Vampire, the anime, not the manga, and Hayate no Gotoku. Yeah, it's like a mixture of Rosario Vampire and Hayate no Gotoku, basically. It's a little column A, little column B. But it goes its own direction. It's not like a direct ripoff. Like, they deal with, like, terrorists at some point, and at one point the main character just decides to become one of the coolest characters in all of anime. Just does it. He just does it for, like, 6 episodes, and it's just like, hey, I'm now the best character. And then he stops. And it makes sense in context, but for like 6 episodes, and I'm not fucking exaggerating, for like 6 episodes, he is legitimately one of the coolest goddamn anime characters in history. He is under demonic influence during those 6 episodes, and that is why he is not like that the rest of the time. But even when he's not like that, he is still a likable main character. So, even when he's not the fucking coolest. It is a good show. I will say that. It is a good show. And that is why I'm on board for season 3. Alright, Shinobi no Itoki. Let's see. Itoki Sakuraba fails to understand why his mother, his uncle, his childhood friend, Kosetsu seem to take his security so seriously. Okay. Kosetsu constantly follows and observes him with no regard for his privacy, focusing only on keeping him safe every waking moment. But the constant hounding starts making sense when an adorable second year student at his high school, Satomi Tsubaki asks Satoki out on a date. Though initially innocent, Tsubaki's true intentions soon become apparent when Itoki visits her house. She plans to assassinate him, and she's not alone. Surprisingly, the ones who come to his aid are his uncle Kosetsu, donning their dark and deadly ninja attire. After Itoki's escorted to safety, his mother reveals the truth. He is the 19th heir to a noble clan of ninjas known as the Iga. And really, the Iga? Okay. And the target of the assassination by the rival clan, the Koga. Really? The Koga? God fucking damn. I should have seen it coming when they went with the Iga clan. In order to protect himself against the new threat, Itoki must hone his skills as the only ninja academy remaining in... Holy shit! That swerved at the end there. Hold up. As the only ninja academy remaining in Japan, the Kokuten Ninja Academy. Holy fucking shit. Right at the end, I was like, and you're going to ninja school. Well, hold up. Now, okay, let's be clear. I was kind of on board already. I know I was like giving that the thing, but like I was kind of on board already. But then you swerved at the end. And now I'm somehow more on board. Bochi the Rock. I've already added this. I think it's K-On! It's like K-On! Ninja anime really went downhill since starts. Yearning to make friends and family live with a band, lonely and socially anxious Hitori Bochi Goto devotes her time playing the guitar. Or I should say, it gives me K-On! Vibes, is what I'm saying. On a fateful day, I don't think it's literally K-On! On a fateful day, Bochi meets the outgoing drummer Nijika Jichi. The text is small. Man, I am fucking old. It's K-On!, yeah. Who invites her to join the Kesoku band when their guitarist, Ikio Kita, flees before their first show. Maybe if I move the mic over, like move literally everything more over to the left, I'll be able to read the fucking text. Don't get old, kids. And in my defense, I couldn't fucking see it. It's not that I'm it's not that my Japanese wasn't getting better. It's that I'm fucking blind. Let's see. Ikoya Kita flees before the first show. Soon after, Bochi meets her final bandmate, the cool bassist, Ryo Yamada. Although their first performance together is subpar, the girls feel empowered by their shared love for music, and they are soon rejoined by Kita, who... Is it Kita? It's Kita. Finding happiness in performing, Bochi and her bandmates put their hearts into improving as musicians while making the most of their fleeting high school days. But I won't, because addictive personality. Wait, oh, too late. I'll be allowed to legally drink in 5 months. Ho-ho! Hell yeah! That's when the real fun begins. I mean, not really, honestly, but... Keep things in moderation. I do keep things in moderation. It takes me a full year to drink a single bottle of vodka. And most of it, I think, just evaporates, honestly. Aku Yaku, Reijo, Nano, De, Last Boss, Wo, Kate Mi Mashita. Gonna be real honest, the real fun begins at 17 when I could buy R-rated movies. I'm the villainess, so I'm taming the final boss. You gotta have to fucking sell me on this sentence. You have me at half of it. You have me at I'm the villainess. Now you have to win me over with I'm taming the final boss. Eileen Lauren... Fuck me. Doutrich. Sure. Close enough. Life changed forever on the day her engagement with the Crown Prince Cedric Jean Elmire is nullified so he can be together with Lilia Rainworth. What are these names? The event triggers Eileen's memories from her past life. She was reincarnated in an Otome game. Wow, just blatant. Okay. As the villainess. Just unashamedly ripping it off. Okay. Who is destined to die in the final act. Like, that's brave, honestly. You are fucking ripping off to a brave degree. To prevent her premeditated demise, Eileen has only one option: to court the game's last boss, Claude Jean Elmire, the proclaimed Demon King and Cedric's half-brother, and marry him. You might have read this, or more likely, you read the thing that it's fucking ripping off, which is My Life as a Villainess, All Routes Lead to Doom. Let's see. However, it's easier said than done, as Claude distrusts her intentions. Instead of giving up, Eileen adamantly tries to win his heart by helping Claude fulfill his wish to build peace between humankind and demonic beasts. But time is running out, and it's up to Eileen to change the course of not only her tragic ending, but Claude's as well. Obama TV streamed each episode 1 week in advance of the TV broadcast, starting on September 24th, 2022. A special program featuring highlights of the story and characters were broadcasted on streaming service prior to the airing of the first episode. Regular TV broadcasting began October 1st, 2022. I don't remember where it was, because it was some bullshit the library had. I mean, I'll watch it, honestly, but fuck, that was shameless. Like, the whole start of this is just My Life as a Villainess. Just straight up, just... It's not until it's like, she has to seduce the Demon King that it goes in its own direction. Because, woo! Boy, was that fucking... I have never seen... I'm not sure I've ever seen an anime that fucking shameless, honestly. And let's be clear, My Life as a Villainess is honestly a kind of unique plotline. So if you're just gonna wholeheartedly rip it off, it's gonna be obvious pretty fucking fast. Yusha Party wo Su Iho Sa Reta Beast Tamer Saikyoshu no Neko Mimi Shoujo To Deo. I think the main character was originally a dude or some shit. Oh no, you read something completely different then. Beast Tamer Rain, who uses animals, was a member of the hero's party. However, since he couldn't do anything else, he wasn't able to keep up in battle. Yeah. Yeah, that's generally what happens when you put too many levels in Ranger. You only know how to play with animals. You're fired. Rain is kicked out of the party, now lives as an adventurer. On his journey, he meets a girl of a cat tribe, the so-called strongest species. Really? Cats? Okay, sure. Why not? Elsewhere, the hero's party remains unaware that their previous success was all thanks to Rain. This is the story of a beast tamer no longer held back by his fateful encounter with a precious companion. What? That's what happens when the volume ones, when only volume ones are the dumbest shit. I will say that I first learned about Ken Akamatsu in a library, and GTO. So not all libraries suck. California libraries are pretty decent. I don't know why, I just got vibes about this one. I'm gonna watch this. I just got vibes about it. I got vibes about it, alright? Alright, vibes. I got vibes. I know exactly what this is. And I already added it. This sounds amazing. This is Akiba Meido Senso. Akiba Made War. The innocent Nagomi Wahira has always admired the cute girls serving at maid cafes. Hoping to fulfill her dream of becoming one, she moves to Akihabara to work at a maid cafe, Tokoton. Nagomi's first day seems completely normal until she has to run an errand at a rival maid cafe along with her fellow recruit, the mature Ranko Manen. There, things quickly go south, and Nagami soon gets her first taste of Akihabara's violent maid wars. As she watches Ronko calmly battle her way through a horde of gun and knife-wielding maids, Nagami realizes that maid cafes are drastically unlike what she had envisioned. While struggling to reconcile her expectations with the harsh reality she finds herself in, Nagami searches for enjoyment she once saw in the lives of maids. Wow, here dream is to work at Hooters, but the uniform looks nicer. The fuck? Yeah, I already marked that down. Of course I'm gonna watch that. Get the fuck out of here. Are you kidding me? I marked that down fucking weeks ago. No, Min, Conren, no, Skill, Baka, Agete, Tara, Nazeka, Tsuyoku Nata. It's the longest fucking titles ever. I've somehow gotten stronger when I improved my farming-related skills. I'll win. A young man who aims to become a top-notch farmer has refined his farming skills and finally reached max level. However, once he achieved the pinnacle of farming skills, for some reason, life begins to take a drastic turn. This is basically the plot I killed slimes for 300 years. But instead he uses farming. And, like, I don't know, part of me thinks that's boring. It's not an isekai, I think it's just a fantasy series. Yep, it's just a fantasy series. It's not an isekai. Yeah, this is the plot. This is like the plot of fucking I killed slimes for 300 years. And but it's farming, honestly. I liked slime, but like this guy looks like generic protagonist coon. He's got his harem of girls. Like, I don't know if I care about this. I kind of don't. I don't care about this. Fuck it. I don't care about it. Fantasy gotta get rid of the fucking RPG max levels. Made, do it yourself. The fourth industrial revolution, wow, just right in there, okay, has led to the development of cutting-edge technologies that have rapidly evolved the world. As a result, schools have begun incorporating these technologies into their curriculum, leaving behind the ways of the old. One such institution is the elite Yu Girls Vocational High School, where both Serufu Yua and her childhood friend Miku Purin Suride have applied. Although the tech-savvy wedge into... I've lost my... God, I am fucking blind. My eyeballs stopped working again. Although the tech-savvy Purin is accepted to Yuya High, the accident-prone Serufu is rejected and enters the traditional Gata girls' high school, instead driving a wedge into the friendship. On the way to class, one day, Serufu gets into a bike accident, and Rei Yasaku, a passerby, fixes her damaged bicycle. Serufu later finds out that Rei has a passion for old-fashioned crafts, is the head of the school's do-it-yourself DIY club, which is in danger of closing due to a lack of members. Realizing this may be her chance to repair her relationship with Purin, Serufu joins the club in hopes of creating projects that could bring them together once more. As the DIY club welcomes new faces, Serufu learns to build not only handicrafts, but also new friendships along the way. Excuse me. I've watched anime based on actual RPGs, and they don't adapt that part. No. No. No interest at all. Is this The Witch from Mercury? Yeah, this is. Okay, Kaido Senshi Gundam Suisei no Majo. Mobile Suit Gundam The Witch from Mercury. Fuck, now I have to try and read fucking shit. Suletta Mercury leaves her planet and enters... Asticacia School of Technology at the behest of her mother. There, right and wrong are determined through battles between students, and the top-ranking duelist will receive Mio Rene Rembrandt as their fiance. Who? This prize being decided by Mirin's father. When Guel Jeturk, the best pilot in school, and Mirin's current fiance demands his betrothed move in with him. Suletta disapproves, so Guel challenges her. Although she emerges champion, Suletta is subsequently detained on suspicion of piloting a forbidden type of mobile suit, Gundarm, or Gundam, which results in her victory being voided. Maureen refuses to accept any more injustices and proposes another duel with even higher stakes. Now Suletta must triumph a second time, otherwise she'll be expelled, and the Gundam aerial that means so much to her will be destroyed. So, here's an important thing. From what I understand, from what I've looked up, Witch from Mercury does not take place in any other Gundam timeline. This is its own separate timeline, which means you don't need to go through 8,000 other Gundam things to watch it. It is just like, here you go. This is the Witch from Mercury timeline. I have seen a clip where someone just gets decked the fuck in the face. You know what? Honestly, I will watch this. Fuck off. Maybe Witch from Mercury is where I get into Gundam. You don't know me. You don't know where I'm at. Golden Kamui 4th season. Honestly, I can't believe it's still running, frankly. I will pass on. I think the manga's done, isn't it? Yeah, 314 chapters. Yeah, I was like, isn't the manga done? I'd like to watch Gundam, but there's so much fucking Gundam, I will not bother. You might want to, like, pay attention to, like, timelines and try and jump into more digestible timelines than, like, Universal Century. Avoid Gundam Seed Destiny, because my first experience with Gundam is the Gundam Seed Destiny, and fucking Christ, it was bad. It was so bad that I assume it was so bad I wrote off the entire genre of mech anime because it was that bad. I was like, what the fuck is, oh my god, this is terrible. And then the only reason I had a renewed faith in the Gundam franchise is I've seen Gundam fans shit talking Gundam Seed and Gundam Seed Destiny, and I have come to the realization that Gundam is not Seed and Seed Destiny. Those do suck, and every Gundam fan knows it. Unless you are specifically a fan of those two. But, like, apparently it's just a known thing that Gundam Seed and Gundam Seed Destiny are fucking unwatchable. So, avoid Seed and Destiny, but yeah, if you're worried about getting, like, daunted in, try out something like Witch from Mercury, or I think Iron-Blooded Orphans is also its own timeline. Like, stick to, like, a smaller timeline, and then if that interests you, I would worry about Universal Century at that point, which is the main timeline. Renai flops, love flops. Ashi Kashi Wagi lives the typical life of an average high school student until the day a TV fortune teller's predictions come true, and one another culminating in a series of risque encounters. Destiny seemingly draws 5 beautiful girls into Asashi's path, and soon he finds himself finding not 1, but 2, but 5 love confessions. Ashi will need to follow his heart to find the perfect love for him, or else his love fortunes may end up in one epic fail and flop. Honestly, these girls are cute as shit, and this is the exact kind of thing I would watch. Honestly, come on. Come on. Arc Knights. This is a gacha mobile game. Wow, 7.9 for an anime adaptation of a mobile game. Wow. Wow. Okay, yeah, those are just ads. In the land of Terra, the natural disasters of Anna. I always liked why does my phone keep making fucking sounds? Cool, that's great. Cool, you did a virus scan. You don't need to fucking tell me about it. Arknights Reime Zenso. Arknight's animation, Prelude to Dawn. I always liked the like art style and character design for Arknights. It always looked super good. But I have realized with my Flower Knight Girl thing that gacha games are fucking stupid. And if you really want to get into gacha games, you should get into collectible trading card games. It's like the same thing, but you get to keep the cards when the server goes down. And you can resell your girls. Trading card games. Anyway, in the end of Terra, natural disasters of unknown causes have been occurring irregularly in many areas. Therefore, the majority of people, in order to escape natural disasters, come to live in the mobile cities developed over the mobile cities. Interesting. The Originium, left behind the site of such catastrophes, has led to the rapid progress of civilization due to their immense energy, but also brought something else with it. An incurable disease, called oropathy. Because the bodies of those with neuropathy gradually crystallize and become a new source of infection at the time of death, in many countries the infected are subjected to persecution under regimes of segregation and forced labor. Those who are oppressed by the government are starting to rebel. Rhodes Island, a pharmaceutical company researching the cure for neuropathy, takes up their arms and starts a conquest trying to save all of the people from the disease. That plot right there is a fucking banger for a mobile game. Are you shitting me? That's just a good fucking plot. It's very similar to God Eater, but everything's similar to everything, so who cares at this point? Kyo no Karasu, Raven of the Inner Palace. Is this very beautiful design? It almost looks Chinese. Is this Chinese, Bandai Namco? If it's Chinese, you legally have to tell... Well, the characters are Chinese. You legally have to tell me if it's Chinese. You cannot trick me into watching something that's Chinese. It's a shame it wasn't a real video game. Ouch! But accurate. Among the royal court, there are individual feared I love the idea of me learning Japanese so I can pronounce the titles of dartboard things, or anime better. And then anime decides, oh, you want to learn Japanese? Chinese now, bitch. I'm not going to learn Chinese. Although I actually have studied Chinese. I was forced to. And I do not remember much about it. Among the royal court, there's an individual feared as much as revered, the royal consort Liu Xiaozui. Residing in her jet-black palace and isolated from the emperor, she is the subject of countless rumors. Claimed to possess mystic abilities, she is said to take any request from finding lost items to inflicting curses. This is the plot of Holic. While some call her an immortal sage, others believe her to be a terrifying revenant. But such comments fail to faze Liu Xiaozui, who prefers to spend her days in quiet solitude. That is until Emperor Ji Gaojun barges into her court and asks for her assistance with a mysterious case. The young emperor requires Louis Xiaozhui to step out of her palace for the first time. Despite Ji Gaojun's frequent visits annoying her to no end, she cannot bring herself to turn him away. Her predecessor teachings echo in her ears. The Raven consort is destined to remain forever alone and never desire anything. Yet Louis Xiaozhui finds herself making the first of several bonds where she asks, fuck off, Jew. Why? Why Bandai Namco Pictures? An innocently inquisitive court girl to be her sole attendant. Together they begin fulfilling requests for the people of the palace. However, unknown perils lurk outside the world, and drawing attention to herself may bring Louis Xiaozhui face to face with a past that is better left undisturbed. Fuck off. Okay, here's what I will say about this. I'm not gonna watch it, and I'll explain why. First off, it's fucking gorgeous. Which seems like a point to watch it, and it is, honestly. Like, look at that fucking art style. Look at this character design. That's good, alright? Looks like the novel this is based on is Japanese. It's fine. It's fine. The title was Japanese. I know Bandai Namco's Japanese, and The characters are Japanese. Here's the thing, right? It looks gorgeous. The plot actually just kind of doesn't sound very good, though. Honestly, I wish I could like it. Like, I wish it sounded good, but I'm like, I don't know. I'm kind of not into it. Kankole Itsuka Ano Umide. This is the second season of Kankole. Haven't I already marked down Kankole? Oh, this is Kantai Collection. Isn't about this the girl that are actually boats? Fuck it, I'll read this. With the seas under constant threat from the hostile... This is also based on a mobile game, I think. From a hostile fleet, abyssal fleet, specialized naval bases established to counter them. Rather than standard naval weaponry, however, the base is armed with kanmusu, girls who harbor the spirits of Japanese war... I even knew what the plot of this was, and it still sounds fucking stupid. Possessing the ability to don weaponized gears that allow them to harness the powerful souls within themselves, Fubuki, a young destroyer-type Kanmusu, joins the base as new recruits. Unfortunately for her, despite her inexperience and timid nature, she is assigned to the famous 3rd Torpedo Squadron and quickly thrust into the heat of battle. When she's rescued from near annihilation, the rookie warship resolves and becomes as strong as the one who saved her. I don't know. A lot of mobile games are just based on some fucking bullshit where, like, all of the... Like, I think they need a prompt. I think the reason mobile games are so fucking batshit is they need a prompt in order to make the characters. So they just pick something like flowers, historical figures, warships, guns, and they're like, great. Now we have a character for every single one of these. Is how I assume it works. Butoku no Guild. Immoral Guild? Kikaru Madan is a monster hunter with exceptional performance because of his particular job in the forest, but decides to quit it because of his fear of wasting his own youth. What is this about? This looks like this is about a guy who fucks monster girls, and I'm okay with that. But I want to know what I'm watching. He wants to leave the guild and find a girlfriend, but to do this, he must find or train a suitable successor. No, he's training a successor. Okay. Very in-depth. So what I am getting is this is about a badass who's like, I need a fucking girlfriend and I need to get a life. And so he tries to train a successor so that he can get a life, and he ends up with a cute girl harem. Dude, I think you've solved your problem. Yeah, I'll watch it. I'm gonna watch the shit out of that. That sounds right up my alley. Mushi Kaburi Hime, Bibliophile Princess. For generations, the Bernstein family has been recognized as a house of nobles who favor books over anything else. Ileana Bernstein, is it Stain? It's Stain. Daughter of the Baron of the Sosaland Kingdom is no different, but instead of being called a bookworm, she's known as the Bibliophile Princess. 4 years ago, the Crown Prince Christopher Selkirk Asherald offered Elena a special arrangement. If she would become his fiancée, he would promised that she could continue to spend all her free time reading. Despite having to inherit the title of great responsibility, she agreed to the proposal, enticed by the prospect of gaining access to the royal archives, housing a wide selection of books. To this day, Elena firmly believes that her engagement is void of romantic sentiment. When she notices Christopher's interactions with another girl, she presumes that the days she spends with him will soon reach their end. Yet during the period of uncertainty, Elena and Christopher open a new chapter in their relationship, gradually uncovering their genuine feelings as they grow to better understand each other. This just sounds like a pure-ass, like, love story. This just sounds like a pure-ass love story, honestly. That's what this sounds like. This is just like, we got a love story going on. Just like generic, here we go, like, fucking pulp love story. And I'm on board for that. The word fiery passion better come up at some point, or I will be very disappointed. Peter Grill to Kanja no Jikon Super Extra. This is the second season of Peter Grill, which I read the plot of, and I don't know if I ever decided. I did decide to watch it. So we've already read this. Fuck off, Peter Grill. Apparently they're making a new season of Pop Team Epic. This is Shinmai Renkin Jutsushi no Tenpo Kei. Management of a Novice Alchemist. Yeah. Then, like, he fights the demons to get the main, who's naked for some reason, back, and then there's blood and shit everywhere. It's terrible, and I love it. Sec. Sounds terrible. Sec. Then the main dude gets a harem full of MILFs, and they all live in this house. Me. Sounds terrible. Let's see. After her parents are killed by bandits, young Sarasa Feed is sent to an orphan. There is a lot of just, like, generic fantasy coming out this season, apparently. Is sent to an orphanage where she learns about the prestigious world of alchemy. Determined to follow in her late parents' footsteps and become an independent business owner, she enrolls in the Royal Alchemist Academy to train and get certified as an alchemist. Is this just a fucking adapt? The character even looks vaguely like an Atelier character. Those are both real anime, by the way. Fights demons to get the man who's naked for some reason back, and there's blood and shit everywhere. It's terrible. The main dude gets a harem full of MILFs, and they all live in his house. What are they? Sarasa graduates from the institution. Wow, just skipping. Okay. Nearly achieves her dream before realizing she lacks money. Wow, too fucking real. Graduated school and then is broke. Left with little choice, she makes do with a low-priced storefront in a town situated far from the royal bustling capital. Despite the threat of treacherous terrain and dangerous monsters in the remote countryside, Sarasa begins her exciting new life as an alchemist. Sounds great. Sounds pretty good. Cool, Doji Danshi. Play it cool, guys. Despite their distinctive personalities, oh, fuck off. I have to read 4 names in a row. Soma Shiki, Hayate, Ichikura, Shun Futami, and Takayuki Mima all have one thing in common. Though naturally clumsy, the 4 disguise their embarrassment from the tiny slip-ups by maintaining a cool, composed demeanor. However, it's actually the guy's airheaded natures that makes the girl's heart throb. No matter what happens in their daily lives, the boys do their best to not lose. They're cool. Isn't this just like the plot of Sakamoto, but now there's 4 Sakamotos? It's Pop Team Epic 2nd season! Woo! We're back with Pop Team Epic! Yeah, the Japanese is just Pop Team Epiku. High school duo Popuko and Pipimi are back and more unhinged than ever after their initial efforts to create full-fledged anime production were met with great reception. It's true. It fucking exploded. With no regard for the audience, they continue to live their reckless, everyday lives consisting of comedy, skits, and parodies of epic proportions. No one is immune to the effects of their antics, including hapless live actor Shuto Oe, who is on the run and stuck trying to be a hero in the wrong series. Pop Team Epic never was up my alley, so I never watched it. C. Danshi, Housing Complex. C. This looks like a horror series. It is. Housing Complex C centers around Kimi, who lives in a small, low-cost housing complex located in the seaside town of Kurosaki. Trouble seems to follow wherever she goes, and horrific incidents begin to occur. Is an ancient evil stalking the residents of Housing Complex C? This would sound so much better if I knew what the fuck it was about, but I don't, so I'm moving on. Oh. For Ninwa Sorizore Uso wo Tsuku. The little lies we all tell. The story of 4 friends who each have a secret they cannot share with each other. I'm gonna need more than that. I'm genuinely gonna need more than that. Rika, Chio, Sakine, and Tsubasa are just average middle school girls on the surface, underneath their ideal friendship. However, each one of them has their own secret they're hiding from each other. The airheaded Rika is an alien. Okay, now see, that's how you pitch. Who crash landed on Earth. Graceful Chio is a retired ninja. Okay. Nervous Sakina has his weak psychic powers, and apathetic Tsubasa is a boy in disguise. As they all try to navigate the new unfamiliar world, these four girls constantly find themselves in absurd situations to protect their secret. Now, this is a good thing we went to the manga, because that is a pitch I will watch. I will watch that. That sounds awesome. Are you fucking kidding me? They were Wicked City and Happy Lesson. I have never heard of Happy Lesson. What the fuck is Happy Lesson? What is Happy Lesson? Happy Lesson! Oh, this is the whole, Chitose was always alone and untrusting people, but when five female teachers appear, starting living together with him in his family house as his mother's, things start to change and pick up. Together, Hazuki Ne and Minazuki, his two sisters, every day is a lesson. Wow, that actually legitimately sounds fucking awful. Okay. I'm actually disappointed with that. Okay. Alright, let's see. Berserk Ogan Jidai Hen Memorial Edition. Berserk Golden Age Memorial Edition. I am assuming it is a anime adaptation. This is a TV adaptation of the Golden Age films, but they're still using 3D CG. Hey, Kato, what are you doing up so late? How's your night going? TV edit of the Berserk Golden Age arc film trilogy. He is believed only in his own sword, with no friends, no family, and no home to return to. Guts is a lonely swordsman who travels around as a mercenary in a land shaken by 100 Years' War. Guts is able to handle a sword longer than he is tall, and is easily defeats powerful enemies. Griffith, the leader of the mercenary group Band of the Hawk, has his eye on Guts. Griffith did almost nothing wrong. Griffith, who has commanding power unimaginable from his beautiful appearance and great ambitions, wins Guts in a duel and brings him into the Band of Hawk to fulfill his own dream. As they go through numerous fierce battles together, their friends become bound by trust. The bond between Griffith and Guts, in particular, has become something special. Eventually, the Band of the Hawk rose to become a regular army of the Kingdom of Midland, but this was only the first step in Griffith's quest to reach the top. Guts, on the other hand, is taken in by Griffith's dream and begins to question his life of just wielding a sword. But what Guts doesn't know yet is the terrible fate that their endless dreams have bestowed upon them. Thankfully, they're just putting the 1997 anime on Netflix, because Netflix would fuck up Berserk so bad. Anyway, yeah, welcome to the stream, Kato. It's been a while. Surprised you're here so late. Good to hear you're well. We're SACing MAL. We're doing the thing where I read all the bullshit. We're fall 2022. Welcome. Isn't this... Yo! Okay, hold up. Yo, okay, I know exactly what this is. Okay. Uchi no Shisho wa Shippo ga nai. My master has no tail. The beginning of the Meiji era spelled the end of the Tanuki's tricks. These raccoon dogs who were able to transform into human beings used to love fooling humans until advanced technology rendered their endeavors futile. However, Mamada, a young Tanuki girl, has not given up on the tradition, is resolved to follow in her father's footsteps, travels to Osaka in hopes of duping people. As others in her village predicted, Mamada fails to deceive a single person, as she is even hunted down by an angry crowd. After finding refuge in a theater, she stumbled upon Rakugo performance given by a master of the art, Bunko Daiko Kutai. Fascinated by the vivid images created by the Rakuga's acting, Namada becomes enamored with this style of storytelling and decides to become Bunko's apprentice. Despite her initial reluctance to take a disciple, Bunko begins to teach Mamada Rakugo after witnessing the young Tanuki's perseverance between undertaking a taiko apprenticeship, handling her work at a theater, and memorizing plays. Mamada needs to give her all if she ever plans to master the only art that still has a chance to fool people. My brain has fallen apart. I'm sick, and it's late, so I'm typing. Makes my brain hurt. Oh, no! You should probably stop typing. Are you okay? What's wrong? With so much great new anime being released recently, I've been so burnt out on anime, but it's so good I still have to watch. See, I can't afford to get burnt out because I need to keep churning out videos week after week after week after week after week. Anyway, this is the only anime I added to my list, and it isn't even currently airing. Vampire Hunter. Oh, it's a Darkstalkers anime. Yes, I will watch this. I will watch this. I've seen nothing with Rakugo before, but I've seen a clip from this on you. Oh, well, I saw a trailer that someone made. Like someone like lovestakingly animated this like fucking months ago, and it was so good. Not even months ago, like years ago maybe. And it was like so good, and I want to watch it. I want to watch it. It looks nice. We'll give it a shot, right? This is Yawamushi Pedal Limit Break. Realistically, if you botch an anime, you're out like 4 hours. What were you going to do with those 4 hours anyway? Fucking nothing. I thought, okay, yeah, I thought this was a sequel to something. Used to call it my favorite fighting game, and after replaying it, it is. Unable to achieve the desired results in the first and second days of the inter-high competition, members of the Shohoku High Bicycle Racing Club use their frustration as motivation to perform better on the final day of the race. However, it's easier said than done as they're up against the overwhelming talent of the Hakone Academy and the shrewd strategies of Kyoto Fushimi High. Excuse me. Have you watched any of the recent One Piece movies? I have watched none of the One Piece movies. Why? Are you talking about Film Red? I hear it's... I've heard nothing about it. I know it sells well, so I imagine it's pretty good. Despite the challenge, Shohoku members are not disheartened by the obstacles they need to overcome. After all, no matter what their opponents try, Shohoku will have their last laugh as long as they are the first to cross the finish line. And I'm done. One Piece is the best shonen battle series, assuming we're not counting Medaka Box. But I would almost recommend reading it because it will take you less time. And also the pacing's better. Because the anime, after like episode like 300 or something, the anime starts adapting like one chapter per episode, when it typically you would adapt between like 2 to 3 chapters per episode. So the pacing towards like the later half of the anime gets so fucking sluggish. God, Dressrosa would not goddamn end. Yama no Susume Next Summit. Encouragement of Climb Next Summit. The new Yama no Susume anime. I did read this. 2018. 2018. We did SACing MAL in 2018. We're good. I don't need to read that. Dressrosa was so fucking good, but he made me want to jump off a bridge from watching the same different 3 stories going on at once. Dressrosa was good until it gets to the final action sequence, which lasts 100 goddamn episodes. Not far from the town of Domina lives Shilo, a boy who keeps hearing a voice in his dreams about how he must fulfill, but what mission could be needed remains unknown. That all changes when he meets Jumi, a race that is hunted for their unique gemstones. A sudden outbreak of attacks against the Jumi occur. His quest becomes clear. Help the Jumi and their gemstones. I think I played the game. Like, I played Legend of Mana. So, pass? Honestly, it's one of the things where it's like a situation like a JRPG, like a Legend of Mana or like a Final Fantasy or a Persona. It's just like, I'll just play the game. Honestly, like that's where I'm at. I'll just play the game. Well, the Mana franchise is still coming out. Aru Asa Dummy Head. It's either Meek. It's got to be Mike. Meek. The thing is, there's no MIC sound in Japanese, so it's gotta be. Oh, she has headphones on. It's for sure Mike. Okay. Aru Asa, dummy head, Mike. Ne. Ni. Na. Te. Ita. Orekun no Jinsei. The random English word, and that threw me the fuck off. God fucking damn it! So that reaction is because I've read what this is about. After reincarnating into a dummy head microphone, the protagonist gets involved in the lives of high school girls who do ASMR. The comedic anime will follow these high schoolers as they aim for the ASMR Koshien. I have goddamn standards. I have standards. You can't just be like reincarnated into. Like you can't just be like it's an isekai. I'm not going to go for every single isekai. You have to bare minimum try. Love Alternative Second Season. A story of bonds between those who fight in a world pushed to its limits. On one of the one of the countless parallel worlds that exist throughout the space-time, humanity has fought decades against the Beta, a hostile extraterrestrial invaders using humanoid fighting machines called tactical surface fighters. This is the story of how humanity lives and dies while on the brink of extinction. I'm pretty sure I already have the Love anime on here. I do, yeah, so... Also, if you're really interested in Love, the Love alternative visual novel, like the original, is also just available on Steam now, so... also, I can't even begin to imagine how big One Piece would be if the anime had better pacing. I actually saw a comment and I thought about it earlier, and it's at like 1,000 episodes right now, right? Realistically, if you're supposed to adapt about 300 episodes, about 200 episodes, I think it was when they, 300 episodes, they start slowing down the pacing, right? So we'll knock off 300 episodes, take that down to 700 episodes. And then from 700 episodes, we know that a solid 80 of those episodes, we'll round up to 100. 100 episodes of those are filler. So we can knock that down to 600 episodes. Then from 600 episodes, we can start adapting 3 chapters per episode. So 6 divided by 3 is 3, right? So it'd be about 600 episodes. You can also cut out the Davy Beck fight entirely if you wanted to. I know it's in the manga, but it's awful. But that'll only save you 5 episodes. So realistically, you could knock One Piece down from like 1,000 episodes to like 600 episodes. You could realistically knock 400 episodes off of One Piece, and it would be better. It would be a better anime if it was like 400 episodes shorter, and I am okay with saying that. The Miru Tights Isekai guy is going to make an Isekai at some point. I mean, I'd... Why not? 10 times more people would watch. And it's true, too. You're right, yes. Eternal Boys. The story follows 6 middle-aged men who have experienced success and failures in their lives. One day they decide to become an idol group and overcome such barriers and their age and their physical condition. Sure. I guess that is a plot. We're reaching the bottom of the barrel now. And Sack would fucking how I reincarnate into a pair of sheer tights and Sack would fucking shit. No, I wouldn't, because as we've established, I have standards. And those standards are if you reincarnate into a fucking object, I'm out. Idolish 7 Third Beat Part 2. Idolish 7 is more successful than ever, but no one is smiling because a new threat has taken the stage. The debuting idol group Zool, managed by the nefarious entertainment executive Ryo Tsukumo. They will stop at nothing to get their way, resorting to all kinds of underhanded tactics to bring their rivals' Trigger's image has already been ruined by scandal, and Idolish 7 and Reveal are headed for the same fate or worse. Meanwhile, Zero, the legendary idol who disappeared... Oh, fuck? Who disappeared 15 years ago, continues to haunt the present through those he left behind. His manager seems to be in contact with Tsukumo for his own schemes, and Zero's songwriter reveals himself in a letter. After having been missing for years, Idolish 7 finds a new ally and Reveal to thwart Zul. So it's like a crossover while trying to make sense of Zero's colleagues' actions, but it may be impossible for everyone to emerge unscathed. Would sex standards fluctuate so much? I will not deny that. Would Sack watch a dildo isekai? This is important. Is the character the dildo? Because no. I have some standards. Alright, moving on. This is Meitante Conan. This is a Conan spinoff? Hanin no Hanzawa-san, Detective Conan, the culprit Hanzawa. I have never watched Detective Conan. I cannot believe it is still going. They spelled Zool differently. Did they? Did they? Oh, okay, it's W instead of double O. Okay, fair enough. Anime adaptation of the spin-off manga, Meitante Conan Hanin no Hanazawa-san, that stars the black silhouetted criminal that appears in Detective Conan representing the mystery culprits. Sure. It's for someone, I'm sure. I started in middle school, saw how long it was, and said fucking and quit. I don't think anyone believes Detective Conan is going on. The animers just make content from their fever dreams. The manga's still going, I believe. And I will always remember, because Hayate no Gotoku, at one point they call it out for still going. I have trouble believing... Like, Hayate no Gotoku is a manga about, like, solving mysteries, basically. I've never seen Hayate no Gotoku. I have... So, the way I assume it is, it's like a mystery of the week, so I guess you could probably milk that forever. That's my assumption. My assumption is you could milk Detective Conan forever. Realistically. Hey, Degla, how you doing tonight? Alright, this next one is a weird one. Oh, thank God, we're almost done. Human Bug Daigaku. Satake Hirofumi is a prisoner on death row for murdering his fiancée. He is also an undead man who has survived many desperate situations. For this, he has earned the interest of a research institution called Human Crazy University, which studies real-life miraculous phenomena and the people who become entangled with them. Now subject to the research, Satake relates to his memories of his immortal yet unhappy life. Why did he kill his fiancée? Soon enough, the truth sheds light on the bigger conspiracy. This sounds genuinely awful. Just straight up unwatchable. Moving on. Vaz Rock, the animation. Vazzy and Rockdown are two units that make up Tsukino Talent Productions' all-male Vaz Rock group. This is a male idol show, and it is very poorly received. 4.84, led by Takaki Mamiya and Sho Onoda, respectively. Both the units announced via a roundtable livestream that they are working hard to prepare for upcoming Vaz Rock live flawless event. From taking extra dancing and singing to starring TV period drama, these 12 idols must give it their all as they work toward a spectacular show that will impress their fans. That's a good looking dude. Moving on. We have Reiwa no Digishara. Wait. What? What the fuck? What the fuck? There's not been a Digi Shart adaptation since 1999. Um, sure, okay. Let's see. Having infiltrated Earth with blind ambitions of stardom, Princess Digi Shart. I'm probably mispronouncing it. It's basically unsayable. Dechiko of the. Isn't this broccoli? Isn't this just broccoli? Hold up. This is broccoli, right? Yeah, it's broccoli. Hold up. Hold up. It's broccoli. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, it's broccoli. It's broccoli. See? It's broccoli. Anyway, having infiltrated Earth from the blind ambitious blah 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 blah, quickly realizes that money makes the world go round, of which she has none. On a never-ending futile mission to change her socioeconomic status, Dejiko is her sidekick, Petite Sharat Puchiko, her royal guardian Genma, and her competitive co-worker Hikaru Isada try everything to power up in their power to overturn the soul-crushing mundanity of working in retail. All in a series of surreal yet ironically relatable attempts at spicing up their daily lives. This sounds super good. Honestly, I would watch the living fuck out of it, and I will. All I know about this show, in 2008, I saw an AMV for a show with a song called L'Avion Rose. That's all I know about it. I don't know. It sounds pretty good. I'll watch it. I'm gonna watch it. You can't stop me from watching it. Alright, what is this? This is the second season of Megaton Q Musashi. This is Megaton Q Musashi, second season. It was 2021 anime. I already read it. Great, moving on. This is Mamikichi Mamako Neat no Nichicho. Mamako is a NEET, not in education, employment, or training. She lives with her dog Komachi and her cats Tabi, Simba, and Mello. Mamako promises God that she will do her best from tomorrow, but the next day she says, God is telling me to sleep, and loses to herself. This is a story of Mamako's everyday life, in which she seems to be nothing and is somewhat strange. No, thank you. This is Chick Up Dancers, second season. This is, of course, the second season of Chick Up Dancers. What'd you think it was? Which is, of course, a 2021 anime, which I already read the plot of. All right, now we skip through all the shit that's still going, and now we get on to O&As, which is honestly where the real shit is nowadays. Weirder is the only reason I remember is because I apparently liked it enough to have a songbird onto a CD. Huh. This is Romantic Killer. When gamer Anzu gets transported to a world of hot guys, it's like she's in a dream. Someone else's dream, because she's a lesbian. High school Anzo Hoshino has a great life. Every day she plays a video game, pigs out on snacks, pets her beloved cat. But this blissful existence is turned into a confusing mess when a magical creature transports her into an alternate reality, bereft of her favorite things. Now she's stuck with hot guys instead. How can she possibly survive in such an awful world? Anzu must play along in this altered reality before she can return to her normal life, so she begrudgingly makes friends with Tsukasa. I read that right, and then my brain told me I was wrong for some reason. Why is this camera slightly drifting to the right more and more as time goes on? Kazuki. He unfortunately happens to be one of the hottest, most popular guys at school. Oh no. And what's worse, she realizes he might not even be that bad of a person. No! Yeah, I'll watch the shit out of that. Are you kidding me? Has all my favorite things. Tiny yellow monsters that look an awful lot like Man, honestly, I want to punch it. Fuck you, Teddy. Teddy can go die in a fire. I hope Teddy fucking hate Teddy so goddamn much. Okay. It was genuine, actually. I've seen over 200 romance anime. My fucking standards for romance anime are non-existent. As long as you are not being reincarnated as an object, I don't. The standards for romance are like not very high. Or if it's not NTR and you're not being reincarnated as an object, those are my standards. There's probably a few other standards, honestly, but anyway, this is JoJo no Kimio na Boken Part 6 Stone Ocean Part 3. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Stone Ocean Part 3, which is coincidentally only the sixth weirdest thing that's ever happened in Florida. You'd watch Rape Man before you watch a reincarnation anime. I would watch Rape. Rape Man is the anime that has the line, "Don't think me, think rape," isn't it? I will watch this, obviously, yes, at some point. Although I will say, and this is not controversial, Part 6 is actually, unfortunately, like one of the worst parts of JoJo. This is Nanatsu no Taizai Ensa no Edinburgh. I'm going to be super honest. Nanatsu no Taizai goes sharply downhill after Season 1. Season 1 is good. And then, off a fucking cliff. Every subsequent season is worse than the previous season. It becomes unwatchable. Is this 3D animation Netflix? See, every subsequent season is worse than the last season. Literally unwatchable. Tristan, the son of Meliodas. Isn't this just I thought the son of like Meliodas was Four Knights of the Apocalypse. Inherits the power of the goddess clan and can heal people's wounds and injuries, but he often ends up hurting others due to his inability to control his demon clan power. To protect his family, Tristan heads to Edinburgh Castle and meets a host of new friends along the way. Fucking pass. Road of Naruto. Bwomp, 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 bwomp. Excuse me. In celebration of 20 years of Naruto, Studio Pierre posted an anniversary PV on their YouTube channel. The PV is a compilation of newly reworked scenes from Naruto containing a new animation. I have heard about this and I have not watched it. Apparently you can just see this. Oh, you saw this? Fucking add it to your list then. Slap that shit right on there. Do you have it on? No, you do not. Gotta add it. Keep that list accurate. And now we get into the painful part. We have Shi Kao Lao Long Beiguan Yi Long Zai Ming. An herbivore. I know what this word is. Do not think I don't. It is just I'm having trouble saying it. Herbivorous dragon of 5,000 years gets unfairly villainized. A 5,000-year-old... Fuck, I have to say it again. Herbivorous dragon was living peacefully when a young girl showed up in his cave. She offered it herself as a sacrifice in order to gain favor for her village. He played along as the great evil dragon, the demon lord's army leader, in order to get rid of her. However, his little white lie awoke her hidden powers, and his peaceful life suddenly ended. This could be watchable, if only it wasn't clearly Chinese. Oh no, it is voiced in Japanese. I'm still on pass. I'm still gonna pass. Something tells me to still pass on it. I don't know what. Yes, very. Good job. You've done it. You've succeeded. Tiger and Bunny, Part 2. Here's what you need to know about Tiger and Bunny. Alright, here's the most important thing. Pepsi. Buy it. Buy Pepsi. Have you bought Pepsi? Buy fucking Pepsi. Go get yourself a Pepsi right now. Pepsi. That's it. That's all you need to know about Tiger and Bunny. Never stop Pepsiing. Exception. In the distant future, the human beings have been forced to leave Earth and migrate to another galaxy. An advanced team of spacecraft arrives at a planet that is to be terraformed. Each member of the team is output by a biological 3D printer. They certainly look like they were. Kage Jitsu is a spin-off, Chibi spin-off special of Kage no Jitsuryo Kusha ni Naritakute, which we read 5 minutes ago. So we're not gonna read it again. Boom, boom. Lupin Zero. Lupin, 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 Lupin the Third is the actual opening of the 70s anime. I'm not making that up. That is the entire fucking intro. It is, and I am not making this up. I think it is probably the worst anime opening I have ever seen in my entire life. It is fucking unwatchable. Have you seen the Japanese Pepsi ad where a fat white guy just laughs? I have not. Lupin Zero. How did a young boy become the notorious gentleman thief Lupin the Third? I mean, he was fucking born into it. He's the descendant of Lupin the Second, who was descendant of Arsène Lupin. Loosely based on young Lupin the Third from the manga. Original manga. Lupin Zero will tell a nostalgic yet brand new original story, finally lifting the veil cast upon Lupin's humble beginnings. Set during the humble beginnings. He's the fucking grandchild of the most famous thief of all time. Set during an era in which the original series was first published, the anime... That brings up questions about how fucking old Lupin is, then. Depicts young Lupin the Third running around the streets of 1960s Japan during the country's economic boom. A young boy climbs the staircase to villain... Isn't Lupin, like, Italian? What was he thinking and what steps did he take? This is the untold origin story of the world's greatest thief. No wonder it's untold. I'm like 90% certain Lupin is fucking like Italian or something. No, French. Yeah, he's French. Yeah, Arsene's French. Arsene Lupin is French. Why would why why is he in Japan in the 60s? I'll circle around on it if it sounds interesting, but like the genuine fact that it's like honestly, I'm not. Look, I like Lupin. I don't know if I can get into that. Like the whole idea of it is just like, what the fuck are you talking about? Why? Why is Lupin poor in Japan in the 60s? From the same reason you went from Joseph to Jotaro. But that makes sense because they skipped they skipped a generation. Okay, no. No, but I am 90% sure that Lupin is not Japanese. Like, the character of Lupin, the third, is not Japanese. Like, in universe. I'm pretty sure he grew up in, like, a villa in France or some shit. Gotta make it Japanese or people won't read it. Yeah. Yeah, we're pretty sure we've even seen Lupin's like home. Like he lives in like a fucking villa, I think. Unless I'm misremembering, I'm pretty sure Lupin just like I know it's not like romantic or anything, but Lupin did not grow up scraping together pennies on the street. He is the child of a legendary thief who is the child of the most legendary thief of all time. He grew up in like a fucking French villa. People know who he is. Like he's a fucking spoiled rich boy who's having fun. Like that's Lupin. Like what the fuck are you talking about? We shouldn't be like he's scraping by in the economic boom of Japanese 60s. That's fucking stupid. That's not what if I want to see like Lupin as a kid, I want to see like from a bootleg Sherlock Holmes book. Lupin is faced off against Sherlock Holmes III, in fact. So it's like... Yeah, it's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Get the fuck out of here. This is Umayuru. Oh, this is a spin-off of Umamutsumi Pretty Derby. I gave Pretty Derby a 5? What the fuck's wrong with me? You make Herlock Sholmes. I actually think I do mean Herlock Sholmes. Second season of Leon Bouilly. Which is a 2021 anime, so I don't need to read it. Perfect. What I like to hear. This is Zen Grogu To Makuro Kurosuke. It's got a little baby Yoda on the front. This is Zen, Grogu, and the Dust Bunnies. You know what? Speaking of Herlock Sholmes, you know what, like, fucking baffles me? Is in the manga Zettai Karin Children. One of the major competitors for Japan is the country of Camerica. And what has always baffled me about that is, why not just call it America? Why not just call it America? Because after they got called out for stealing Sherlock Holmes, they just reprinted it but changed it to Herlock Sholmes. No, I think in the anime it is actually Herlock Sholmes. Yinhe Zeijin. Full reordination. Louis Yus. This is fucking. I cannot speak. Oh, okay. Lee Uesu, a cosmic wanderer, accidentally discovered the immigrant spacecraft Shang Jia that disappeared many years ago and witnessed a terrifying anomaly. People gradually realized the great danger that is approaching humanity. After several twists and turns, Kony finally all forces in the Seoul. That is Seoul, as in China, or as not as in Korea, by the way. Seoul Star territory had to work together to deal with the powerful. Is this Korean then? Deal with powerful enemies unexpectedly. The strength of the alien races is beyond imagination. When the humans of the Conal star field were wiped out, they had to send Lee Yusu to the powerful human civilization in the heart of the galaxy of Pro. I am aware that you meant in the original Arsène Lupin novel. I am aware of that. I do know, or I guess it's not the original. It's like the second Arsène Lupin novel. But yes, I did know you meant that. But I will say, in Lupin the Third, I believe it is also Herlock Sholmes. This is Lon Ki Lian Lei, 3,000 Neon. This is, of course, key refining for 3,000 years because China is nothing if not consistent. What the fuck am I? What am I talking about? We just talked about the number of fucking isekai series. What is Iroman number 2? Hold up. This is a way more explicit image than I was expecting to have clicked on. Frankly, did not think it was going to be like that. This is by Kyorin, is one of King Ming's disciples. Oh, hey, King Ming's like a real person. Disciples, and has a lot of potential to be a successor. Even though he's still key cultivator, he believes he will finally make his breakthrough this time. As such, Bai Kiran decides to go down the mountain where exciting experiences await him. Fucking cultivation, wushu is like the isekai of China. It's just all about wushu. It's just all wushu. The first detective story was written by Edgar Allan Poe. That is a fact I have heard that I actually don't. Is probably not true. That sounds not true, honestly, but I have heard that. Da Li Si Rize second season, White Cat Legend season 2. Which means I've already read it. Alright, this is Xin Yu Siwan Neon. Li Yao, a genius craftsman, has been unable to break through the bottleneck due to the low development of his psychic powers. You know what? Same, buddy. And then he obtained a 40,000 years of cultivate. It really is the isekai of China. By chance, knowledge thus opened up, but still missed the joint entrance examination. With the encouragement of his friends and mentors, relying on his willpower to regain opportunity to participate in the joint entrance examination, he finally entered the university of his choice and entered the story of realizing his dream of becoming a craftsman. Well, every source I found says Murders in Rue Rogue is the oldest. It probably isn't. Like, that's... It... Like, I don't know what is older, is what I'm saying. But, like, when you hear stuff like that, it's usually, like, this is the first influential or the first famous one. And there's, like... Because detective novel... Like, detective stories aren't, in essence, like, that complicated. So, like, realistically, there's probably a detective novel that was written in, like, I don't know, the fucking 400s. Like, straight up. Like, it's one of those, like, things where you hear about, like, the first sci-fi novel or shit like that. Or, like, it's usually not the famous answer. Like, it might be, but I have trouble believing that it was actually by Poe. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's too late in the timeline and for such a simple concept. I looked it up here and it came up The Moonstone by like Paul Collins, but I don't believe that either. See, here we look at detective fiction. We're on Wikipedia, it'll be good enough. It mentions like the Old Testament of Suzanne and the elders. Account of two witnesses who are told by two witnesses broke down when Daniel cross-examines them. In response, Julian Simmons argued that those who search for fragments of detection in the Bible and Herodotus are looking only for puzzles, and that these puzzles are not detective stories, which is fair. In the play Oedipus Rex by ancient Greek playwright Sophocles, Oedipus investigates the unsolved murder of King Laius and discovers the truth after questioning various witnesses that he himself is the culprit. Although Oedipus' inquiry is based on supernatural, pre-rational methods that are evident in most narratives of crime until the development of Enlightenment through the 17th and 18th centuries, this narrative has all of the central characteristics and formal elements of detective story, including a mystery surrounding a murder, closed circle of suspects, and gradual uncovering of the past. See? Here, and of course, early detective stories and 1001 Arabian Nights. And I would actually go with 1001 Arabian Nights over Oedipus, because if I remember correctly, Oedipus is a play and therefore not a novel. But 1001 Arabian Nights is actually a like a series of stories that are that one have been novelized and two are being used as a framing device. So I would go with, of all of these, I would say 1001 Arabian Nights is probably would be undisputably the first one of these options. But then they like early Chinese. Earliest known detective fiction includes The Circle of Chalk, which is a short story collection by Bao Gong An, which is probably even more accurate. Like, if you want to like talk about like, oh, but 1001 Arabian Nights is a compilation, so it doesn't count. But like, even then, but then you could be like, oh, Circle of Chalk is also a compilation, so that also doesn't count. So I guess you could cut that out. But like, and then over here we have Western fiction. We have Voltaire's Zadig in 1748. Things They Are the Adventures of Caleb Williams. Which, is that a fucking novel? Because if that's a novel, we're done. 3-volume novel. Done. Yeah, see, that's one of those things where it's like, oh, Poe wrote the first novel, and I'm like, I don't fucking believe that. It's like, like, a lot of times when you hear this, like, fact, and where it's like, did you know that the first sci-fi novel wasn't written until the 40s? That's one of those things where it's like, fucking bullshit. There's no goddamn way that it took, we'll say, when was the invention of writing, right? Civilization 5,000. We know, no, yeah, like 5,000, right? Because Mesopotamia had a writing system. And there's probably writing systems predating Mesopotamia, right? Yeah, we'll say 7,000, right? 7,000 BC. So that would be nearly 8,000 years since the invention of the written word before a detective novel was published. Absolutely did not believe that. Absolutely unbelievable. This is gonna get me forever discredited, but I've never heard of 1001 Arabian Nights until I heard about Yoshi Taka Amino's OVA. Here is what I will say to that. Here's what I'll say with that. There is no shame in not knowing something. There is only shame in refusing to learn something. Because this is a problem I've encountered quite often. Is like, realistically, it is impossible to learn information until you are presented with it. And so if the information is never presented to you, you are just straight up cannot learn it. Like, people can be like, this is a super common thing. How could you not know it? You're stupid. But it's like, if you don't know that it exists, you can't go out and look for it. Like, you don't know of every single void and gap in your knowledge, so you can't seek out the non-existence that you are unaware of. So you should never feel bad about not knowing something. And that's just good life advice, honestly. That'll just, yeah, there you go. There is nothing wrong with ignorance, only if you choose to wallow in it. Judai Shao Ong Jiao, legendary twins. Follows a pair of twin brothers who, because of a feud between two formidable martial artists, were separated at birth and raised on opposing sides. Let's see. Zhu Yuzing. This seems like... this is about a war. We got a kid with a Japanese headband. Is this about World War II? These guns might be World War One. Also produced by Billy Billy. I was not aware that Billy Billy produced anything. It does! Wow, it produces so much shit. Holy crap. Fire Force, Glepnir, some Chinese stuff, Renai Boken, some more Chinese shit. Himoda, oh my god. Luliko, oh my god. Holy shit, I was not aware that Billy Billy had its fingers in this much shit. Well, was on this day humanity received a grim reminder. I don't remember the rest of that, or I'd have kept going. This is Bai Lian Cheng Shen Apotheosis, which is when a person becomes a god. This is Cheng Ye Kaita Ze. It's adopted from a novel. Got Final Fantasy graphics. This is Shen Yin Wang Zhao, second season, The Throne of the Seal, second season, which is, of course, the second season of Shen Yin Wang Zhao, which is, of course, a show that came out in this year, and so I've already read it. This is Wushan Shiji, the Infinitors. Some shit about Titans encaged in walls. Yeah, I do not remember. Other controversial opinion have, I'm not a big Cack on Fighting fan. Feng Zi Wu Yu Jian Lao Pian, which is the second season of Feng Zi Wu Yu. Of course, obviously. What wouldn't it be? Which is, of course, a 2021 show, which means I've read it. Moving on. Love it when that happens. This is Halloween Pajama. This is a short anime by Yasuhiro Ire, based on his self-published manga, Halloween Pajama. I have no idea what this is about. This is Geo Shanjuan Di Jui 3, which is the third season of whatever the fuck just came out of my mouth. Which is, of course, something I talked about already. God, they output these very quickly. 52 episodes, aired from May 2nd to October 28th, and already they're on to season 3? That's one thing that like always amazes me about these Chinese shows is like how quickly they come out. Wu Zai Jingjie Zheng Jifen, which is a fucking 40 episode OVA series. We got Roly Poly Peoples. This is a short animation about pill bugs. As you do. This is Jinghui Zhanzun Part 2, The Tale of the Spirit Stone, which is, of course, also 2020. God damn. Alright, this is Kiyoneko. This is Kiyoneko. Kiyoneko. Moving on. This is Santi. Moving on. This is Shinka no Mi Gekijo. This is Shinka no Mi Shiranai Uchi ni Kachigumi Jinsei short streamed to the official YouTube channel prior to the series release, which is a show that will come out. Wait, hold up. And I've already read it. Bam, 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 bam. Moving on then. This is Penpei Pinpi. Sorry, this is Penpei Pinpi. My apologies. And what we know about Penpei Pinpi is that Penpei will be portrayed by Nishiyami Kotaro, who also did the screenplay. And that is what we know about that. Alright, now we over to OVAs. Hold on to your horses. There's a lot of them this time. This is Ona no Sono no Hoshi. Hosho Sensei is a Japanese language teacher in an all-girls school. He's at the mercy of his students and colleagues. Students challenge him to their shiratori word games illustrated in their daily notes, convince him to bring dog into the classroom and seek his advice on becoming a manga artist. While his colleagues drag him along on the road to the pub, matter-of-fact interactions between a cast of unique characters make for an offbeat comedy. Could be interesting, I won't watch it, but it could be. And, woo, boy, we are finally done with that colossal OVA list. Now on to the movies. This is fucking Slime. Tensai Shitara Slime Dataken movie Guren no Kizuna Hen. That time I got reincarnated as a slime, the movie Scarlet Bond. In Raja, a small country located to the southwest of Tempest, Rinmaru and his companions get involved in a long-running conspiracy that swirls around the mysterious power of the Queen. Rinmaru and his commander, Benmaru, also encounter another ogre survivor named Hiro, a man that used to be the brother of Benmaru, whatever. It's a fucking movie that is somehow tangentially related to Season 2, Part 2. I'll watch it if I watch it. Alright, this is Suzume no Tojimari. Suzume is a 17-year-old girl who lived in a quiet town in Kyushu, encounters a traveling young man who tells her, "I'm looking for a door." She follows after him and discovers a weathered door in the ruins of a mountain as if it were the only thing left standing from a collapse. As if drawn by something, Suzume reaches for the door. Before long, doors begin to open in various parts of Japan. As disasters come from the far side of the doors, the open doors must be closed. The stars, setting sun, the moon, the sky, and the places that they wandered into. There was the sky that seemingly blended all together. Guided by the mysterious doors, Suzume's door-locking journey begins. Oh, is this Makoto Shinkai? Oh, fuck yeah. Alright. Alright. Honestly, I was like tangentially related, but yeah, I'll check out a fucking Makoto Shinkai movie. Are you kidding me? He's the new Miyazaki. And I'm okay with saying that because it's accurate. Alright, this is Kaguya-sama wo Kokura Setai, First Kiss wa Oronai. Kaguya-sama loves war, the first kiss that never ends. This is where Kaguya goes into her emo phase. And then they fuck. That's probably not true. Um, Realistically, I probably am gonna watch this. I'm surprised it's coming out so quickly. It's probably not. I don't believe that. I don't believe this is going to be a 2021 anime. Or a 2022 anime. I do not. That does not sound possible. Okay, this is Sword Art Online progressive movie. Kuraki Yuyami no Shirazo. This is Sword Art Online progressive Shirazo of the Deep Night. Realistically, I'll probably watch this, honestly. I think I've watched, like, everything Sword Art ever. This is the second progressive movie. Okay, this is Boku ga Ashita Subete no Kimiya. Kimie. To all of you that I loved, a world where it has been established that people routinely swing between slightly different parallel worlds. That sounds like fucking hell. Are you sure you can't just rewrite that sentence as hell? Koyomi Takasaki, who lives with his mother following his parents' divorce, enrolls in a local university prep school due to the atmosphere. Concentrated on his studies, his local awkwardness, Koyomi is unable to make friends. One day, he's suddenly approached by his classmate, Kuzune Takigawa, who tells him she's traveled from the 85th world where she and Koyomi are lovers. I'm going to be honest, you think I would be into that, and I'm kind of not. Oh, I know exactly what this is. A world where it's been this is Kimi wo Ashita Hitori no Bokue. A world where it's been established that people routinely swing between slightly different parallel worlds. Koyomi Hidaka, who lives with his father following his parents' divorce, meets a girl named Shiori Sato at the research institute where his father works. They both have a crush on each other, but everything changes when their parents remarry. Koyomi Shiori, convinced that they will never be together, try to jump into another world where they won't be step-siblings, meaning there's no world without her. Okay. So, hold up. I'm going to actually add these both after all. So here's the deal. This is based off of two novels, which were written by a dude, as a lot of novels are, as half of all novels are. And the basic idea is that you're supposed to read the novels in sequence with each other, one after another, right? So when you read the first novel, so if you read them in one direction, basically, it's a tragedy. And then if you read it in the other direction, like the first novel and then the second novel, it'll be a tragedy. And then if you read it in the opposite direction, then it's supposed to be like a hopeful love story. Like it's supposed to reverse based on what order you're watching it into. As opposed to novels written by AI. Although I'm not sure which order is which. But yeah, it does depend on like what kind of story and what order to watch them in. So you do have to watch them both, basically. But yeah, no, I think the idea sounds interesting. Who could forget the AI written masterpiece Harry Potter and the smelly old shoe brush? Um, this is Wataten. Watashi ni Tenshi ga Mioreta Precious Friends. They're making a Wataten movie? I'll watch a Wataten movie, sure. If you have not seen the ending theme of Wataten, it is like the cutest fucking thing in the world. Like the ED of Wataten, it's fucking adorbs. All right, we got the first slam dunk. This isn't any other slam dunks. This is the first slam dunk. Look, slam dunk is so fucking famous. I literally refuse to read what it's about. All right, fuck off. It's slam dunk. Do you even anime, brah? All right, this is Kagami no Kojo. In a small, tranquil neighborhood of Tokyo, 7 students are avoiding going to school, hiding in darkened bedrooms, unable to face their family and friends until the moment they find the mirrors in their bedrooms are shining. At a single touch, they are pulled from their lovely lives into a wondrous castle straight out of a Grimm's fairy tale. You don't want a Grimm's fairy tale. That's the bad kind of fairy tale. The whimsical place, oddly playground and refugee during school hours. Hidden within the walls, they are told that there is a key that will grant one wish, as well as a set of clues to find it. But there's a catch. The key must be found by the end of the school year, and they must leave the premises by 5 o'clock each day or suffer a fatal end. Okay, so it is a Grimm fairy tale. You'd be lucky if someone cares enough to fan sub it. Whimsical till some grim fairy tale shit happens. Yup. As time passes, devastating truth emerges. Only those brave enough to share their stories will be saved, and so they begin to unlock each of each other's stories. How a boy is showered with more gadgets than love. How another suffers a painful, unexplained rejection. How a girl lives in fear of her predatory stepfather. As they struggle to abide by the rules of the game, a moving story unfolds of 7 characters trapped in a cycle of misunderstanding and loneliness. You straight up didn't have me, and when you said misunderstanding, I fell off a cliff. God, nothing pisses me off in a fucking show more than misunderstandings, who are ultimately set free by the power of friendship, empathy, and sacrifice. I mostly just want to look at her. Okay, that she's not wearing anything of what I saw. Misunderstanding is the quickest way to lose me. This is Bokura no Yoake. In 2038, the far future of 2038, Yuma Sawatari is an elementary schooler who loves everything about space and astronomy. He was initially excited when his parents brought a robot called Nanako, but he was disappointed when he learned that she was basically just a boring housekeeping robot. However, when he does finally try to talk about space, something strange happens. Her system crashes and is taken over by what claims to be a marooned alien spaceship. The alien ship wants Yuma's help to get back into space. That is, I think, just the plot of E.T. Moving on. You must hate Rumiko Takahashi. She writes a lot of misunderstandings. I have a problem with any plot line that can be solved by 2 characters sitting down and having a conversation. Like, it drives me fucking crazy. Garden of Remembrance, an untidy room, empty beer tins, empty wine bottles, a half-empty glass of whiskey. Let me rephrase that. Nope, I'm sticking with it. An untidy room, empty beer tins, empty wine bottles, a half-empty glass of whiskey. A girl is getting absent-mindedly and starts preparing herself. Your morning. Moi? Lazy, hard to wake up. You. Okay, so this is a second-person movie. Interesting. The emotion is me watching over you. I play tricks on you while you are playing the guitar and drinking. One day in town, you walk past the child. I get it. It's second person. The childhood friend who's buying an anemone I liked and remembering that I liked them. You rush out to buy them. The childhood friend displays the anemone with care. One day, years after I died, you hear a noise from the closet. Opened, you see my guard. I get it. Jesus Christ. In front of you, overflowing emotions of me and you when exiting the room with memories. A picture of the anemone that you painted is displayed in your new room. Fucking Christ. Yamada Naoka L. I mean, like, this is written by apparently Anansi Film Festival. It is fucking obnoxious. I don't know how good it is. Like, I haven't seen it clearly. It's done by Science Saru, who are pretty good animators. They did, like, Castlevania and shit. But, like, I'm more distracted by how absolutely obnoxious that is. This is apparently got character designs by Misusawa Itsuko. This is probably the best display of her character designs. So there you go. Probably going to look something like that. Music by Lovely Summer-chan, who I've quite literally never goddamn heard of. And I just mostly want to click the name, but I do not know who Naoko Yamada is. Apparently, I've seen 800 fucking things this person has done. Okay, honestly, it's a pretty good pedigree, I'm not gonna lie. But like if I needed to like if I had to think of someone who I was like, "Hey, we need someone with a pretty good pedigree." That is probably textbook pretty good pedigree. Okay, this is Kin no Kuni Mizu no Kuni Gold Kingdom and Water Kingdom. Yamato Naoka left Kyo Annie, so this is how we see how good she really is. Ooh. Once upon a time, there were two rival kingdoms that did not get along. Every day, they argued over insignificant matters. When a dispute over removing dog waste ultimately turned into a war, God swiftly intervened and calculated the nation's leaders to exchange the most beautiful girl and the most intelligent young man for bride and bridegroom, respectively. Sarah, the princess of Country A, meets we're not even naming them, Country B. Naran Bayar, as they pretend to be a married couple to protect the peace between countries, they find themselves falling gradually in love. Isn't this based on like a really old fairy tale? That's the scariest shit with a director tied to a certain studio and then they leave. Pretty sure this is based on a fairy tale, but not like. I think it might be. Was it an Indian fairy tale? I think it's an Arabic story. This is Kame no Kura wa Abura Monet. A turtle shell is a human's ribs. That is the worst name for anything I have ever heard. Also, I just want to say that the character designs on this are like distressing me on like a fundamental level. Like fundamentally, I hate what I'm looking at. I love how the girl's just a girl. Kamaro is a normal second year high school student who leads a Dell school life. His true feelings are hidden behind his ribs. Aren't everyone's? One day, the news that his best friend Kaerugawa Erutaka helped others spread quickly and caught the attention of high-ranking group, including the school superstar Ryounji Raito, who is becoming the student council president. Kaorugawa suddenly joins them, and Kamada is tormented by jealousy and an inferiority complex. How will their friendship go on the day of the student council election? A session of bone to bone collision begins. When the bones change, the world changes. This is a story of conflict and growth between certain high school students and their ribs. Genuinely, genuinely cannot think of a thing I would want to watch less that we have come to like of everything we've come across today, this might actually literally be the absolute bottom of what I would ever fucking watch. This is Fate Strange, Whispers of Dawn. Fate Strange fake centers around an imperfect copy of a Grail War based on the Third Holy Grail War in Fuyuki. Following the conclusion of the Third Grail War, which one was the Third Grail War? Which one was the fuck? Which one was the Third Grail War? Was that night or was that after that? Excuse me. I don't know Because the 4th Grail War was the one in Zero, and the 5th Grail War is the one in Night. So the third one I don't know anything about. In Fuyuki, following the conclusion of the Third Grail War, a U.S.-based organization in Maji District from the London-based Mage Association used data... See, this is the thing. Anytime we get out of Fate Stay Night and we get into, like, the extended Fate universe, it just... every single sentence fucking loses me. Like, all of this sounds fucking stupid. Used data from Fuyuki's Grail War to plan their own ritual. 70 years later, they used the city of Snowfield as the sacred land for their own Grail War. However, they were unable to successfully replicate every aspect of the ritual, resulting in acting only in an imitation that has lost the saber class and allowed for the summoning of strange servants due to the blurring of the definition of a hero. Rogal and his pupil, Fidelis, are dispatched by the Mage Association to investigate the city and the state of the war. Fidelis, a U.S. organization spy, has Rogal sniped upon his arrival. Despite knowing that Rogal is a puppet, he declares that their Holy Grail War has been in development and is real. Causing a commotion at the clock tower, he wishes to advertise the project to the association. Fuck off. Genuinely, fuck off with that. Alright, we got Isekai Meikyo de Harem specials, which we already read what that was about. It was a guy who enslaves animal girls because he can't get his own bitches. This is Made in Abyss, Retsuji no Ogonkyo Papa to Isho. Made in Abyss, the Golden City of Scorching together with Papa. We've definitely for sure talked about this at some point, and I have definitely probably at some point talked about Made in Abyss, which I do not like. Moving on, we have Rent a Girlfriend. Kanjo Okarishimasu, second season, mini anime, Rent a Girlfriend, second season, the mini anime. This is a mini shorts included in each of the 4 Blu-ray releases of Kanjo Okarishimasu, second season. From what I understand, the manga would have been pretty good if the author would stop fucking milking it. This is One Piece Dai Tetai Kaibo Gakito 5 Nin no Shin Sedai. This is One Piece, a comprehensive anatomy, fierce fight, the 5 from the new generation. This is the special that recaps the fight on the Skull Dome's roof between the worst generation and Kaido and Big Mom. The fight was so long you need a 24 episode anime to recap the fight. They fucking punch each other and then Luffy gets a power-up. What more did you need? Well, I think everyone gets a power-up. They punch each other and then everyone gets a power-up. What more did you need from that? Hoshino Samidara, Zenhan Sen, Lucifer and the Biscuit Hammer recap. Wow, I don't need this. Recap of the first 12 episodes of Hoshino Samidara from Noe's point of view. Okay, moving on. This is the Urusei Yatsura Onitsuka Tiger collaboration, CM. Collaboration commercial between the shoe brand Onitsuka Tiger and Urusei. I'm so glad you told me what that was because I had no idea. Urusei Yatsura. It features Ataru and Lam shopping at the real-life Onitsuka Tiger store where Lam attacks Ataru after he hits on the shop attendant. Excuse me. This is like the fucking plot of a JoJo ad. And finally, Unknown. I did not even know Mal had an Unknown category, honestly. Straight up. This is the first I've ever seen this. This is Tonikaku Kawaii Seifuku Over Tonikawa, Over the Moon for You Uniform. This is a special episode of Tonikawa Kawaii scheduled to be released in fall of 2022. So it sounds like it's a special. I'm going to watch this, by the way. But, like, so it sounds like it's just a special. Sure, whatever. Okay, we're done. Which is great, because my voice is starting to fall. 55, so we only added 35. That's actually very light for me. For a fall season, which is usually just supposed to be banger after banger after banger, it's honestly, I think this fall season's kind of weak. Like only 35 ads. I think what happened was I think what probably happened was like a lot of times the fall season will just be like crazy and like everyone releases their shit in fall, and I think what was happening is that the hype around this fall season was getting so high that because we look what we got right up front, right? Chainsaw Man, Spy Family, Mob Psycho, Hiroaka, Bleach, right? Like those 5 anime right there are gonna be the lion's share of what people are watching this season, realistically. So, like, I almost wonder if Ozaki, honestly, there's probably some people that would be on Uritsu Yutsura, Iruma-kun. This seems like I'm talking about like how much of a banger the season is, but what I'm saying is like I think part of the reason it might be falling out as we get like lower to the bottom, like why there isn't even more stuff like there normally would be, is I think they saw like the 5, 6, 7 like massive you are not going to top this series that are coming out this season, and it's one of those things where I almost wonder if like some studios were like, don't even bother, we'll drop in summer and just like win summer. So like what I'm saying is like winter, I mean, I would not be shocked if the winter 2023 season is a banger, honestly. I wouldn't be surprised if there's some real good shit in winter. But anyway, we're done. My voice is failing. I can't talk much more. Supposedly November 14th. Monday. Wait, was yesterday Sunday? Huh. Yesterday might have been Sunday. I think we missed Cold Topic. Whoopsie! Who fucking cares anymore? Alright, anyway, I've been... That cannot be possible. It's Monday? What? What the fuck? It can't be Monday. How's it Monday? Been Monday for an hour? No, that's not true. What day did I streamed Fatal Frame 2 days ago. So that was Sunday. I streamed Fatal Frame on Friday? I thought I streamed Fatal Frame on Thursday. Oh, that's bad. Oh, that's real bad. Oh, that's bad. Oh, shit. Oh, that's not good. Oh, that's not good. Oh, I gotta go. Oh, that's bad. Oh, shit. Okay. All right. Well, anyway, I've been Sacrobellic, your envoy of hope. Apparently, the podcast is not tonight. I fucked up. No one noticed. I am 900% sure no one noticed. I'm 900% sure I did not get messaged by John or anything, so it's fine. Nobody noticed. Nobody cared. Cold Topic is fucking dying and it's on life support, and I wish it would be dead already so I can move off Dartboard to a different show. I've been Sacrobolic, your Envoy of Hope. I will see you next time. Probably, if I don't fucking miss a day somewhere. Bye-bye!